Hi, welcome to the market alert for Thursday, the 3rd of October 2024. So bonds drop, dollar pops as traders brace for jobs. As I mentioned the other day, they were going to move the dollar to the upside and they're going to go a lot further. Things were quieter today as volatility markets are primed for payrolls, etc. So that's tomorrow, of course, but we have got the weekly numbers today. Stocks flat while bonds take a hit on hot ADP. And again, stocks were little unchanged while the dollar was bid and treasuries were pressured following ADP jobs report. So what were the numbers? Let's just wind this back so you can see if you didn't see them yesterday. The forecast was to come out at 124,000. They came out at 143. So considered hot, hence these headlines here. We're talking about the numbers being hot. So, that being the case, that's no good for the metals, but we'll get to that shortly. Let's kick off and have a look at the markets and start off with the Dow. So yesterday, we've got an inside bar, a lot quieter yesterday, and that was certainly reflected yesterday afternoon in the DAX as well as other markets as well. So, overnight prices sideways to lower. Of course, we've got the war situation as well, which is still dominating the news. Market yesterday in the 30-minute charts, again sideways. You can see the volatility at the open though, and also that's the ADP numbers. Market then managing to move high, but overnight moving back to the DP, which will need to see this get back above in order to move back to yesterday's high, which, as I say, is an inside bar. So a lot of indecision for yesterday for the Dow. This was the same across the board really, and the same for the German DAX. Market narrow bar, and overnight prices trading below the low as well, which you can see there, or trading down to the low at the moment in the 30-minute chart. Traded below, trying to pull back, so hold yesterday's low there. So down to begin with, market then sideways and eventually moving lower before trying to rally back in the afternoon, but the market just very, very quiet and sideways, but down overnight there for the European market, or the main European market. In the S&P 500, you can see the market trying to move to the upside yesterday with some demand, but overnight some more weakness as well. I'm just wondering whether we're reaching the point where we are going to see a shakeout in these markets after months and months and months of prices just moving to the upside. You've got to get rid of a few people to bring in the Santa rally, unless they can hold it all the way through and then have amazing bonuses this year. ADP numbers, you can see there, market was sideways prior to this. We then moved slightly higher, market pulling back, and then we double topped before overnight prices again down to the DP. And that's because, which I sort of skipped here, if we have a quick look, is tomorrow we've got the non-farm payrolls, which is what the market's waiting for there. You can see the non-farm payrolls. And today we've got the unemployment claims, the weekly one, which is also forecast to be higher, which would be a positive for the market at the current situation, because obviously we don't want these numbers moving higher, because it means that they made a mistake by cutting rates by 50 basis points if they do. Same for tomorrow as well. You can see their forecast. Whilst we're here, we'll have a look, 148,000 to 142. And if that came out a lot higher than 148, then again, it would point the finger at Powell saying, well, you cut rates too soon. The economy hasn't slowed at all to see inflation be taken care of. So let's wait and see what happens there. So back to the S&P there, the market finding a bit of support at the psychological level and to the left, and FT100 stuck in that sideways range. 30-minute chart has just spiked up off the low, which is probably what the DAX is trying to do as well, as I record as well there. So big move in the FT100 there in the last 10 minutes or so. Right, let's have a look at the US dollar. US dollar continues to rally. No brainer really, trying to keep it above that 100 level, which I spoke about last week, and it's exactly how it's panning out. So let's have a look at the impact of this on the metals and what we can expect going forward. So we're in the silver market, an up day yesterday but down overnight. Get ready for a slam in the silver market. That's what this is setting itself up for. 30-minute chart there, you can see yesterday got that reaction with the ADP. They soon took care of that and brought it back. Bit of a bounce there, but they're moving the market down already overnight. Watch the low for today in this market. In the gold market, holding well, will continue to hold well because of the escalating war situation. 30-minute chart there, you can see that we've managed to regain a lot of the ground where the market rallied up to on those ADP numbers. It needs to hold above the 200 MA. If it does pull back, it won't pull back as fast as the silver price will, as seen in the 30-minute chart there. So let's have a look at the gold-silver ratio. And yesterday we had a bit of a bounce down and then back, and we're starting to move back up, but we're heading back up towards the 89 level. They've got full control of the silver price still. It didn't break through the 32.50 that we hoped it would. When we got to that level, it's now under the cosh, and that means it's likely to be hammered back down as well. Unfortunately, one day it will be allowed to move, but at the moment it's certainly not. Okay, let's have a look at yesterday's trades. Disappointing day, but then if you look at the bigger picture, the market sideways and very, very quiet, trying to figure out what it should do given the escalating war situation and also the non-farm payrolls. So you can see how quiet it is when we kicked off. The market sideways there. We had a potential buy and a potential sell. Market then just put in another one. That's really sideways, and this really set the tone for the day, never mind the morning. Market moved down to the scalp and then moved back and then tried to break out to the upside and then got slammed back down to there. You can expect more of this today as well. Prices sideways, trading up a bit, managing to get some points under the table there before the market came back to the 200 MA and then hit the DP and then came back. But look how small these bars are. Heading into the last hour of the morning session, you can see the market moving down there and then eventually makes its way down to the low. But it took all morning for that to actually happen, as a lack of interest, and then the market bouncing off the low before then going before the low, then coming back to the low, then the ADP numbers coming out, the market not even reacting as far as the DAX is concerned. Took a moment or two before it did move up, and then in the afternoon it was just dire as the market became even more quiet, and we saw 3 consecutive losses appear on the table. You can see how quiet it is now. There's the first loss, there's the second, there's the third, as prices became quiet, and then unfortunately there's the fourth. But look how narrow that range is till the non-farm payroll numbers are out of the way. The fifth one was actually up to the 200 MA and the scalp target there, but not a lot on the table, as prices then put in a final loss, as you can see there, because it was so desperately quiet yesterday afternoon, and that was given and shown by the Dow putting in an inside bar, first one for a very, very, very long time. So that's how quiet it was, and you can see that just continued as prices just up and down. And like I say, you can expect more of that today as well. And of course, there's the problem with the situation in the Middle East as well. 1 minute, Biden's saying that he's not going to back a attack of Iran's nuclear facilities. That comes out, that's, the market then doesn't know how to react to such news. So yeah, difficult week. They come along, but this one obviously mitigating circumstances of escalating war in the Middle East and the economic news not panning out, and fingers being pointed at Powell to say, look, you cut rates by 50 basis points. Why did you do that when we're getting hot numbers? And tomorrow, of course, now we've had the hot numbers for the ADP, they'll be looking for the hot ones for tomorrow as well. But as night follows day, they will reevaluate the previous month's numbers with no doubts about it, to try and bring them into line and to make it look as if he has still got control of what he's actually doing. So have a quick look at the overnight markets, and in the 2 minutes we're down at the low at the moment, but again we're already very, very sideways, which you'd expect this time of the morning. But we had a bit of a shakeout there, but they brought the market back to the low. It depends whether it will actually hold. But let's see when it opens at 7 a.m. Okay, that's it for this one. Have a great day. Let's see how it all unfolds. And as ever, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.